All right, so today what I want to do is give a review of a couple Diamondback bags. This one is a kind of a custom that I made, and I'll explain why I made that in a minute. But first, I want to talk about this. This is the Denali system from Diamondback. It's a little bit older because I don't have the new waist belt, but the bags I'm pretty sure are the same. It's their best-selling system, and I wanted to do a review because I didn't really, when I was buying this system, I watched a lot of videos and I didn't find anything that was exactly what I wanted in terms of a review. So I thought that I would just do one myself, and hopefully that helps some people make a decision on their purchase, because these bags are not cheap. I think I spent $400 or $500 on this system. I did buy some different suspenders. I found these Husky ones did work just fine. They were $20 at Home Depot. But anyway, so I originally bought this bag system to do finish carpentry, and I immediately realized that it was way too big. So let's just put it on here for finished carpentry. You know, you're walking through all this finished area, and you've got, it's so wide here, you know? So that was really difficult. I found myself always, you know, walking like this through places. So that was not a great option. So anyway, for framing, I've never used a better bag. It's the best thing I've ever used for framing. It's got this, the only thing I would say for framing is this holster here, for the hammer holster inside the bag here. If you dip down too much, it'll fall out. So it'll do that, and it often falls out. So you just gotta be aware of that. Maybe they fixed that with some newer models. Maybe I could adjust it a little bit down here so it sits up more. Maybe there's something, you know, I could put here, but anyway, that's the only thing that I didn't like about these bags. It's got, I mean, in here you got an index. You can hold your notebooks. You know, I got my chalk line, knife, needle nose pliers for stuff. You know, it's got so many pockets. I never even use these pockets. Like, this whole side is pretty much just for fasteners. So right now it's empty. There's a few screws in here, but I pretty much just use this for fasteners. And my square, cat's paw. I mean, I don't really use any of this stuff. There's so much. I also use these Denali bags for roofing. And so it's a really great bag for roofing too. And I'll also show you Diamondback has some amazing little bags. I can't remember the name of these bags, but these guys are amazing. You know, you can just hook them on anywhere. So when I'm roofing, I'll have these clips and I'll put it on here because we're doing metal roofs. I definitely recommend these. You'll see I have a smaller one here. So anyway, I think that pretty much covers it. One thing I was really looking for when I wanted a bag was to have my tape up here. It's just an old habit of mine. You'll see this bag is not that way, so I'm kind of relearning that. But I really loved this section here because you can put, they have this that I have my notebook in here, but you can put a little, like a little trim square in there if you want. But I found the bags, the pockets were deep and they're just big enough that, you know, I didn't feel like I had too much pocket. And what I really like is having all my fasteners over here. So that worked out really well, and I can have, you know, 3 layers. You know, I'll put if I'm working, so like, you know, when we're framing, I'll have my framers in here. I might have some just hand nails in here, and I might even just keep a few extra, you know, a lot of times I'll have framer nails, like the clips I'll have in here. I'll have screws, a bunch of screws in here, and then some hand nails, and then that's the rest basically for here. Over here I'll keep, you know, so you have these 2 pockets on both sides. This side I got my tape up here. This side I hold like little earplugs, some extra pencils, just miscellaneous stuff mostly. I did get this like pry bar sheath, but I didn't really find that I would use it that much for framing. And once I got into finished carpentry, I bought this bag, and I'll show you why in a second. But so anyway, so that's the Diamondback Denali. It's an amazing bag. I couldn't recommend it highly enough if you're framing basically any kind of rough carpentry, roofing, siding. I use it all for that. But in terms of finished carpentry, I actually bought this one when I was doing a siding job, because I found that the way that I had my siding set up, I didn't actually need that many bags, or that all those pockets and stuff. So I ended up moving over to this, and there's a couple reasons. But one thing I really love, before I get into what's in this bag, I love this little belt loop that holds your drill or whatever. And I'll put it on this one too. And also they have this amazing cell phone holder, which I also put. These two switch back and forth depending on what I'm doing. But I mean, this was kind of a game changer for me, because I couldn't really find a good place to put my drill on here. I had put it on the back here, but it was hard, it just wasn't smooth. So this was amazing. The cell phone, I was always putting it in my pocket, my back pocket, sitting, it's just all over the place. So this is amazing. This is great. It's a little spendy, but it's well worth it. So anyway, so this one is the mini Niko. And I think it's actually maybe for electricians, because it has these like kind of tapered little outside pockets, which make me think they're maybe for like screwdrivers or something, but it's amazing for finished carpentry. And so what I did was I bought this one bag, hammer sheath, and then I bought this little pouch here, which is, it holds a notebook, and it has a little index on here. So I have extra pencil, I get a drill bit, because a lot of times I was pre-drilling certain things, and this was the bit I was always using. So, and what I like about it most is that it sits a little high, but I often carry it like this back here. And so I'll have my pencil and everything here, and I can just pull out my hammer like that. It's amazing. And so, and the belt, they came out with this new belt system, which I'm sure is great, but this belt's pretty good. I like to keep mine kind of high, so it's not hanging on my hips. But overall, I like it too, because it's light, so I can move it around really easily. But oftentimes I just keep it back here like this. And then I got my tape down here. And so I'm kind of getting a new muscle memory. So when I have that bag on, I always know my tape's here. But this one, I always just go to the back. So that is the basic review. I think these are both amazing bags. They also have, Diamondback has these little pouches you can buy, like these guys. Absolutely amazing for everything. Right now I have shims in it. And then they also have this, I also put a little magnet here, which they sell as an individual piece. A lot of times they'll put them, well, I don't know, sometimes on the belt and stuff, but I like mine right here because I'll be working and I'll find a screw or something and I'll just pop it right on there, boom, 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 really quick, and then I can have access to it, or maybe a drill bit or something. But I like it because it's out of the way. I can still get into this. It's not stopping me. This little loop back here, I never use it, but when I was looking online, I really liked it. So that's why I bought this bag, even though it's kind of an electrician's bag. It's got this amazing index up here. I don't even know if it's an electrician's bag, because I use this for finished carpentry and it's amazing. I can hold my square, I got my wood glue, got my laser tape, I got my pry bars, my chisel, I got some pens in here, different marking devices. I got a punch, a small punch, got my pencil, it holds my knife fine. It's absolutely amazing. It holds everything perfectly. And most of this stuff will stay in here throughout the course of the project. And I'll kind of switch it out depending on what I'm doing. So, but you can't go wrong with Diamondback. They're amazing. They have a great return policy. I've never had any problems with them. I've ordered so many things and returned things, and because they have a lot of stuff you don't really know what the feel of it is until you get it. Like this bag, I really loved this bag, but I wanted a smaller one, so I got the smaller one. And I use this one way more than I use this one, but when I need this one, it's absolutely perfect. and I'm glad I have it. So, and it was like, I don't know, $20 or $30. I think this was $20. Definitely worth it. And the cool thing about Diamondback is they have all these little modular things that you can, you know, attach to your bag. So, you know, so you can kind of customize it. But the main thing I was looking for when I was trying to buy Diamondback was what's best for finish carpentry, because I had these really old Makita bags. They're all torn up, shit was falling out of them. And I bought these because at first I thought, oh, these would be good for finish carpentry, but also they would get the most longevity. You know, I could use them for everything: siding, framing, roofing, finish, and all that stuff. And it really does fulfill that, except for when you're into the very, very, very end finish stuff. I found I was worrying too much about hitting the walls and hitting the trim and stuff with my hammer and all that. So then I ended up getting this modular bag, or this smaller bag, which I can slide it behind me. So all of the main tools are behind me. So I'm pretty clean on the sides, which was really what I found I wanted. And it's also lighter. You know, you're not carrying, in this bag, I'm not carrying any more than I need. In this one, I'm carrying a little more than I need because there's a lot of coming and going. You know, I might go from framing to siding to roofing, and it's kind of shifting. And so I have different needs. And so that's why I carry that one. But I would definitely highly recommend trying out Diamondback. I've had this bag for a couple years now, almost 2 years. This one I've had about a year, and I love them. I love them. I love them. I'm never going back. So I hope this helps you make your decision.